Hello everyone and welcome back. We are now on chapter 14 and the topic is project closure. Looking at our textbook map, we have completed chapter 13 and we will have 4 additional chapters to cover before the end of the class. This slide shows an example of the different types of project closure: normal, premature, perpetual, failed project, and a changed priority. When formulating a closeout plan, some of the questions to be asked are: what tasks are required to close the project, who will be responsible for those tasks, when will the closure begin and end, and how will the project be delivered. This is an example of a wrap-up closure checklist. Some example questions are shown. Questions about the team: have staff been released? Questions about vendors: have performance reviews for vendors been conducted? Questions about the customer or the users: have the customers signed off? And questions about equipment and facilities: have the resources been transferred to other projects? Some of the steps in implementing project close down would be getting delivery acceptance from the customer, shutting down resources, evaluating the team and team members and the project manager, reassigning the project team members, and closing all accounts and paying bills. So these items can be part of the checklist as well. And a couple more: delivering the project to the customer and creating a final report. The final report can have different sections, such as the executive summary, review and analysis section, recommendations, lessons learned, and also contain an appendix with information in that. Project performance evaluations the evaluations of the individuals can be left to supervisors of the team members' home department. Typically measure team performance only on time, cost, and specification. So these are concepts of why the project evaluation would be of poor quality. Some pre-implementation conditions for a team include questions about standards and goals, about responsibility and performance standards, team rewards, career paths for post-project, authority levels of trust, and criteria beyond time, cost, and specification. So depending on the structure of the organization, the individual project performance evaluation will be conducted by different individuals. So if it's a functional organization or a functional matrix, the area manager would perform the individual evaluation. In a balanced matrix, it would be the project manager and the area manager jointly. And in a project organization, the project manager would be responsible for conducting the evaluation of performance. These are some ideas of how to conduct the performance review, such as involving the individual to evaluate him or herself, being consistent, and treating the review as one point going forward. Some other ideas for performance is involving the team members in the evaluation. Retrospective, such as lesson learned. You look back on the project and conduct an analysis shortly after the project life cycle to capture the positive and negative project learning, what worked and what didn't. The goals are to reuse learned solutions and to stop mistakes from occurring in the future in similar projects. Some barriers to organizational learning include the lack of project time allowed to conduct these lessons learned, not having someone responsible, the organizational culture does not recognize the value of learning. However, to make these retrospectives effective, an independent facilitator can be assigned. A team member could be assigned as an owner for each point in the retrospective as the project progresses. and having mandating the use of retrospective as part of the normal process for all projects would help those get implemented. Initiating the project retrospective review, having automatic times or points when the audits of the project will take place, avoiding surprises, making sure audit staff is independent from the project. Project closure should be planned and orderly, and conduct individual assessments and evaluations separately. So this slide shows the project closeout checklist that is part of the appendix, and some of the questions that we have gone over before are also in there. As a team, your project, you will create a project closeout checklist to include with your project proposal. Thank you for your attention.